All right. So we'll be talking about how to find that really sweet balance between doing the business building activities, which includes things like launching your website, setting up your systems and structures, with the mindset work and self-care activities that are also super, super important for successfully launching and running your own business. And those things include finding your creativity flow, taking time for meditation, journaling, everything like that. So the reason that I'm doing this week in this way is because, first of all, I just felt this really strong desire to connect with more women this week. Outside of, my current client base and the current people that I regularly talk to, I really wanted to connect with more women and also to share this specific message because I've been doing a ton of reflection lately on my own business growth and what has really led me to where I am today and allowed me to experience the success and growth that I'm seeing in my business right now. And this was such a huge part of that. I wanted to keep it really small and intimate so that it could be more of an interactive thing, so that it's more of, when you think about classes in college or something, there were those huge lecture halls where you were one of several hundred people and the professor was just kind of speaking at the crowd. I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted it to be interactive and more of a small group session so that I could really connect with each person on here, which right now is you, Amber, but I have a feeling some others will join us late. But rather than, me just kind of speaking at this large faceless crowd. So, for those of you watching the replay, I know Amber knows me, but let me introduce myself. My name is Rachel Abbott, and I truly believe that empowered women who break free from their fears and insecurities, who embrace their authentic selves, and who just wholeheartedly pursue their dreams are unstoppable forces of positive change. So I have made it my life's purpose and my mission to create a space for women to do those things, to break through their fear, to break through with their insecurity, embrace their authenticity, and really go for the lifestyle that they want for themselves. I'm super passionate about helping other women do that. I launched my own coaching business in mid-December of last year, 2015. And for the first few months after launching, I really struggled with my mindset. It was a lot tougher than I expected it to be, being an entrepreneur. And that's kind of saying a lot because I knew that it was going to be hard because my husband was an entrepreneur for several years before I jumped into the game. But just mentally and emotionally, it was so much tougher than I thought it was going to be. So I quickly signed up to work with a mentor myself to help guide me through it, to help me get over some of the newbie humps. And she kept encouraging me to do more mindset work, to take more time for journaling, for visualization, meditation, finding the practices that really worked for me to get my mindset in a more positive space and to not freak out every day about whether or not I was going to be successful, and just to not let that fear completely overwhelm me and the things that I was trying to do. So she kept encouraging me to do these things over and over and over again. And for some reason, I fought it so hard. I would hear her telling me to do this. It would make sense. And I would honestly say, with the intention of doing it to her, I would say, yes, I'm going to do that this week. I'm really going to focus on my mindset this week. And then I wouldn't do it. And what I've learned is that so often the things that we fight like that are the things that we need the most. So eventually I got myself to commit to my daily mindset practice and absolutely fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with mindset work. I started spending literally over half of my day on mindset work. And, I would wake up, I would do a long meditation, I would start journaling, I would write down affirmations, I would read inspiring books. I was super, super into it. And it was okay at the time that I was spending over half of my days on this because it was really what I needed. And because I had put it off for so long, I really, really needed that extra time with it. But I believe now that finding a balance between the two, a balance between taking action and building strategies, what are often referred to as the more masculine aspects of business, being on your grind and really putting in the work, putting in the effort to make it happen, finding a balance between that stuff and then the softer, more feminine aspects of business building, which includes the mindset work, the self-care activities, meditation, journaling, stepping back and really engaging in those activities that get your creativity flowing. That balance is what has really made a ginormous difference for me with my business. So like I said, I launched my business in mid-December. The first few months were insanely tough. But in the past few months since I made this shift, I have done an enormous number of incredible things with my business. So I launched a 5-day Facebook challenge that ended up having over 130 women entrepreneurs enroll, which was just absolutely incredible. I went from having one client to having 7 clients who are absolutely perfect for me and who just really light up my life every day. I launched my first online course, which has already started selling. This weekend on Saturday, which happens to be my birthday too, I'm launching another new program that's more yoga related, but still super tied into my why and my beliefs. And I am on track this month to double what my corporate income was a month. So all of these incredible things have happened. This incredible growth has come about. And I really, really believe that so much of it is due to finding that balance between the biz, blues, and pinks. So between those masculine business building activities and the more feminine creativity activities and mindset work. So that's what I'm going to cover today. And that's a little bit about me. And for anyone who's on here live, Amber says, happy birthday. Thanks, Amber. I'm super excited about my birthday. I'm going to the beach for a couple of days to take a much deserved break, and I cannot wait. So Amber, feel free as I go through the rest of this content, and anyone else who jumps on live with me here, feel free to ask any questions as I go through in the chat box, but then I'll also have plenty of time at the end for questions. So I expect the next section of this masterclass to take maybe 20 to 30 minutes or so, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions and to really connect with each other at the end. All right. So I want to start by giving a few kind of general tips about each of the 2 pieces that we're talking about today. So I'll start with the more masculine activities and giving a few tips for really building consistently those activities in a way that will lead to your success and growth of your business. And then I'll cover a few tips for the more feminine side of your business and how to build and grow those activities. So starting with the masculine side, the blues, my first big tip for you on that is to take inspired action daily. And I know that this can be incredibly challenging for some people based on what your schedule is like, what your time availability is. I know a lot of people are building their business as they're working full time or with small kids at home or other things like that. But taking action every single day on your business not only keeps you super focused and intent on achieving your goals, achieving your desires, but it also sends a message to the universe that, yes, this is still what you want for your life and your business, and yes, you are willing to do the work to make it happen. So it's kind of like standing up every day and saying, all right, universe, this is what I'm doing today, and this is what I need you to do today. So take your action every day, and you'll build a ton of momentum by doing that. A ton of momentum. I've recently done some trainings and focused a lot on how to build momentum and how to really build your motivation. So many people wait for that motivation to come before taking action, but it's actually the other way around. Take action every day, and that motivation will skyrocket. So even if it's only 20 minutes a day, even if it's only 10 minutes a day right before you go to bed, do something every single day that will take you one step closer to achieving your business goals. And then this leads us into my second big tip for the more masculine side of your business, which is set extremely specific business goals. Extremely specific. So rather than setting goals such as, I want to make more money with my business, right? That's just about everyone's goal when starting their business. I want to make more money. Make it specific. How much money do you want to make exactly? How many clients do you want to have? How will you be working with those clients? And what do you plan to do with that money when you make it? Map out where every single dollar is going to go, even if it's going into savings or going into, investing back into your business. It doesn't matter where that money is going, but map it out so that you have extremely specific goals laid out in front of you. This will keep you super focused, super energized, and will help you take that action daily because you'll know exactly where you want to go. Let me check the chat box here. All right, I don't see any questions yet, so we'll keep going. So those are the two big goals super focused on goals right now because I'm just talking about it. Those were the two big tips that I wanted to share with you on the masculine side. So again, just to summarize, the first was to take inspired action every single day to build momentum, build your motivation, and stay really focused. This will again send a message to the universe, to God, insert your beliefs here essentially for whatever higher power or being you believe in, but it will send that message out that you are committed to this, that this is truly what you desire, and that you are working towards it. And then the second tip is to set extremely specific goals so that you are very clear about where you want to go, and then you can break those goals down. You can reverse engineer those goals to figure out what action you should be taking every day. So let's say one of your goals is to enroll your first client or enroll a new client this month. Okay, so what do you need to do within 2 weeks to enroll that first client this month? Maybe you need to have 4 clarity calls scheduled within 2 weeks from now to guarantee that one of those people will be your first client. So how do you get those clarity calls scheduled within 2 weeks from now? You start by reaching out to people. So how many women do you need to connect with within the next 2 weeks to get those 4 clarity calls scheduled? And you see what I'm doing. You just keep breaking it down. Very specific goals allow you to know what inspired action to take every day. All right, so now moving on to the more feminine business structures. And again, these are a few general tips for how to really build this part of your business development, how to really fire it up so that you're moving forward towards success. And then once I go through these, I'll talk about how to balance the two out. So my first tip for you here is that just like taking inspired action daily towards your business goals and on developing your business is vital for success, doing some sort of daily mindset practice is absolutely vital for your success. And this is what I talked about in the beginning. I fought myself for so long, and it held me back for so incredibly long, that now that I do have this daily practice, I constantly ask myself why I fought it for so long. And I know that the reason why is fear and limiting beliefs that were clouding my judgment, getting in the way of me just really setting aside time to do this every day. But I really encourage you to set a daily mindset practice. Find a practice that works well for you. And again, if it's only 5 minutes, that's fine, but it's something every day. Building consistency, building that momentum, and building up that success mindset that's going to carry you forward. So things like meditation, even just sitting for 2 minutes, focusing on your breathing would work. Journaling. And if you don't have time to journal, 5 pages a day, that's fine. Just sit down and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. But find some sort of daily practice and be consistent with it every single day. The second tip on the feminine side of things is to schedule time to step away from your business, especially if you're doing it full time. All right. Schedule time to step away. You cannot constantly do. You cannot constantly be on the grind and be successful. You have to take a step back. You have to clear your head, take time for you, think and talk about something other than your business. And to be super transparent with you all, this is something that is still hard for me to do and that I constantly have to remind myself to do. So this weekend I'm taking 2 days off, Friday and Saturday, and going to the beach. And I am spending the whole weekend with family, celebrating my birthday. So it doesn't have to be 2 days at the beach with family, but even if you just take a couple of hours and go read a book or take a long walk or go on a date with your husband or just do something that is not business related. You have to pull yourself away. You have to take breaks. Amber says, stepping away is tough for me too. It is hard. It's really hard, especially when you're so busy. You have kids and I can't remember if you work in addition to building your business. I don't think you do, but raising kids is a full-time job in and of itself. So if you're doing that as well as trying to build your business, it can be even harder to create time for yourself. But here's the key, which seems a bit unfair, but it's just the harsh truth of it, is that the harder it is for you to take this time, the more you need it. The harder it is to take that time for yourself, to step away, the more you absolutely need it. And tip 3 for the feminine side of business activities is find someone to brainstorm with. So this is probably not something that you were expecting on the more feminine side. You were probably expecting tip 3 to be something like go get a massage once a month, which I'm totally an advocate for. But find someone to brainstorm with. So this can be your spouse, this can be a friend. It should be someone who is outside of your business so that they are totally objective and a fresh perspective on things, and just talk things through out loud with them. This is one of the best ways to get your creative juices flowing. Take a walk with them or go sit and have a coffee or call them up on the phone, but just talk things through. Just say, hey, would you mind if I brainstorm with you for a few minutes? Tell them some ideas you're thinking. Ask them if they have other ideas and create this atmosphere where anything goes. So it's a completely judgment-free atmosphere. And no ideas are too small. No ideas are stupid. No ideas are shot down at this point. Just get any and every idea you possibly can come up with out there in the air, talk it through, and see where it goes. You will be incredibly surprised by how this really stirs up your creative juices. So those are the general tips I have for you on both the masculine and feminine sides. Now I'm going to get into talking about the way to balance these two sides of your business. And again, that balance is so key. And if you're with me live, feel free to shoot a message at any time as I'm talking if you have questions. So the primary key for finding balance between your biz blues and pinks, between these masculine and feminine energies in your business, and between really being on your business grind and getting things done and making progress and building your business up, and also stepping back and doing the mindset work and the self-care activities that you really need to do, is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the only way that you're going to find this incredible sense of balance between these two activities. You have to become so in tune with your own thoughts, with your own energy, that you very quickly realize when you need what. So let me give you a personal example of this to clarify what I'm talking about before I go further. So I told you that in the beginning, I was not really doing any mindset work, and that was showing in my business very clearly. And then I started doing hours and hours a day of mindset work. And while that was fantastic, it wasn't really growing my business too much because I wasn't having as much time to spend on those business building activities. So I started to become really, really aware of my thoughts and my thought patterns, become really aware of my energy, and become really, really aware of the different signals that indicated that, okay, I need to take more time this week or today or this hour to do my mindset work, to step back, or to do some creativity exercises to get my creative juices flowing. Or I'm feeling really strong in my mindset. I'm feeling really positive and on fire. So I know that today is a great day to shorten my mindset practice and instead take more time and use that fire, use that energy that I'm feeling to get a ton of stuff done and to really dive into my business growth and building everything up. So hopefully that helps clear it up. But self-awareness is the absolute key to realize when you need more mindset work, when you're able to just jump into your business work, to the masculine activities. And the first step to becoming really self-aware is to focus on your thoughts. Become very aware of your thoughts so that whenever a negative thought or negative thought pattern starts in your brain, you immediately recognize it. You stop yourself. Okay, so this takes some training. This takes some practice to be able to do. It sounds really simple, but it takes practice. So be patient with yourself on this. But you immediately recognize that negative thought pattern starting. You immediately stop yourself in your tracks and decide that you are not going to let that continue. Hey, Jess. So immediately recognize your thoughts, stop yourself, and say, I'm not going to let this continue. I'm not going to let this thought pattern go on. Because if you do, you start to go through that kind of slippery slope of, you have one negative thought. Maybe you think, oh man, I don't know if I can do this today. I don't know if I have the energy for this. Or, maybe that's not the best example. Maybe you think, you're about to launch a new program, let's say, and you have a thought like, what if no one buys it? that one thought might seem pretty harmless. You know, what if no one buys it? That might seem pretty natural, pretty normal for you to feel. And it is a natural reaction. It's a natural fear to come up. But if you let that continue, then your thought pattern could go something like this. What if no one buys it? What if I've done all this work for nothing and I put this out there with so much excitement and so much energy and not a single person is interested? Oh my gosh, how embarrassing would that be? That would be so embarrassing, and I don't know if I could ever recover from that. So maybe I should just not release it. Maybe I should just stop right now. I should just shelf this idea and just forget it. Just forget it, because no one's going to buy it. Nobody's going to want what I have to offer. Nobody's going to value this. I'm never going to get anyone to sign up for it, so I'm just not going to do it. Okay, that's maybe an extreme example, but you wouldn't believe how often that thought process continues. And it just starts with this tiny little voice in the back of your head saying, what if no one buys this? So you have to become acutely aware of that tiny little voice saying, what if no one buys this? And instantly stop yourself and say, nope, that's not how I'm thinking today. And then shift your thoughts around to the positive. Immediately turn them around. So if that little voice was saying, what if no one buys this? You say, no, I am not accepting that thought pattern today. I am not letting fear come in right now. I know that what I am putting out there is extremely valuable. And people are going to love this idea. People are going to flock to this idea. And I might need to create more space in my calendar to fit everyone in who's going to want to do this. Okay, so again, to quickly summarize, we're talking about how to create that balance between the masculine and feminine sides of your business, how to create that balance between doing the work, being on the grind, building your business systems and structures up, selling your business, and balancing that with the mindset work, with the self-care, with the creativity flow. The key to doing this, the key to finding this balance is self-awareness. Realize when you need more of what in your life, in your business. So the first step to doing this is to become very, very aware of your thoughts and thought patterns. Recognize as soon as a negative thought pops into your head, stop it in its tracks and turn it around. So like I said, this takes practice. It's not something that is easy to do by any sense of the word. So it takes practice. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself and just keep trying. Every time you notice a negative thought, even if you don't notice it until you're halfway through that stream of consciousness that I just gave an example of, even if you notice it at the end of that stream of consciousness, when you're laying across your bed with 5 tissues around you, sobbing into your pillow, it doesn't matter at what stage you notice. Whenever you notice, stop yourself and decide to change it. And before you know it, you will become so aware of your thought patterns that you'll notice that very first hint of a fear, that very first hint of a limiting belief coming in. Let me just check for questions. I don't see any. Okay. So like you can become aware of your thoughts and thought patterns, you can also become very aware of other signals that you need to do more mindset work. So these signals appear in different ways for different people, but let me give you some examples, and then I want you to think about what your signals are, as you step away from this masterclass today, as you go about the rest of your day, take some time to really think about what your signals are that you need to do to take more time for your mindset. So some common signals: feeling stressed, feeling anxious, feeling like you don't have enough time to get everything done if you're stressing out about getting everything done. Getting sick, physically sick, headaches, stomach aches, getting a cold or the flu. is a signal that you need to take more time for you. You need to take more time for those feminine activities. Change in your appetite could even signal this, or change in your energy levels is a huge one. If you notice yourself feeling tired all the time, just feeling exhausted and not really knowing why, you just don't have energy for anything, that is an enormous signal that you need to take more time for these feminine activities. So those are some examples, but try to think about what those signals are for you. Okay, for me, I know it's energy, it's lack of energy, and it's getting anxious about getting everything done. When I start to get anxious about, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, so much on my to-do list, I'm never going to get all this done in time, that's when I know that I need to take a step back from that business building. I need to take a step back from being on my grind and take more time for my mindset. And it works in the other way too. Okay, so signals that you need to do more business building activities. There are signals for that as well. These are usually more positive signals. So if you're feeling super energized, on top of the world, joyful, then you know that you are in a great place to get a crap ton of stuff done. Okay, so if you are feeling that incredible energy, if you're feeling on fire and just ready to go with everything, then you know that you are in an amazing place to put more of your energy and efforts into those masculine activities. Somebody else just joined us. Please say hello.
Hello, it's Makeda.
Hey, Makeda.
Hi.
You're kind of jumping in at the end here, but I've recorded this, so I'll be sharing the replay with everyone.
Okay, thanks.
So let me just recap, this final section that we're talking about, which again is how to find that balance between the masculine and feminine activities of your business, between grinding and getting stuff done and checking off your to-do list and building your business, and taking time for yourself, for your mindset work, for your self-care. So self-awareness is the biggest key to finding this balance. Self-awareness. And one step of self-awareness is becoming extremely aware of your thoughts and thought patterns. Notice your thoughts, those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs, those fears, as soon as they enter your stream of consciousness. And again, this takes time, this takes practice. But as soon as you notice that, stop them in their tracks and shift them around. And then the second piece of becoming more self-aware is becoming aware of the signals that you either need more time for your mindset work, more time for these feminine activities, or the signals that you can put more time into the grind, into the work to build your business. So again, some examples of signals that you need to take more time for the feminine mindset work and meditation and self-care and creativity flow are things like feeling stressed and anxious, getting physically sick, feeling exhausted all the time. Those are big signals that you need to take more time for the feminine side. Some signals that you need to not necessarily need, but that you can, I'll say, afford to put more time and energy into the more masculine pieces of business building are things like feeling super energized, feeling on top of the world, feeling really joyful and on fire and super, super lit up about your business. That means that you can afford to take a little bit of time away from your mindset practice that day and put more of your energy into building your business. Use that fire to build your business up. Any questions at this point? I'd like to open it up for questions now. I do have a couple more tips for finding that balance, but I just want to make sure that you ladies that are here live are following what I'm saying. And Makeda, I know you jumped in a little bit late, but hopefully you're still able to catch up to where we are. But, Amber and Makeda, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm not seeing or hearing anything. Okay. So a couple more tips for figuring out, kind of increasing your self-awareness and figuring out where you need to divert more of your energy to create that balance. Another big one is think about your goals. Think about some of your big goals that you have for your business, for your life. And then take a step back after thinking about those specific goals and realize, did thinking about this goal excite and motivate you? Did it light you up? Or did it stress you out? Did it worry you? Did you instantly turn to thoughts like, oh, that'll never happen? Or, oh my gosh, I don't think I can ever achieve this. So that is a huge indicator of what to spend more time on to create that balance. So let me do a super quick summary of what we've talked about today, and then I'll give you another opportunity to ask any questions you have, and then I'll tell you about what opportunity I have for those of you on the call with me right now. So again, to quickly summarize, the more masculine business building activities are things like being on your grind, doing the work, checking off the to-do lists, implementing systems and structures, working on your sales strategy, reaching out to people about investing in you and your business. Those are what I refer to as the more masculine activities. And the feminine are things like stirring up your creative juices and taking time for mindset work and taking time for self-care and just stepping back from the intense business focus. So some general tips that I offered for growing and improving and becoming more efficient with the masculine side of things is, first of all, to take inspired action every single day to build momentum and stay focused. Even if some days it's only a couple of minutes, you've got to send that message to the universe that you are committed and that you are taking action every day towards your goals. And make your goals extremely specific. Extremely specific. Okay, and then some tips that I shared on the feminine side. Your daily mindset practice is as vital for your success as taking that daily inspired action. So find some practice that works for you, and again, even if it's only a couple minutes, every single day, consistently. The second tip was schedule time to step away. Allow yourself time to think about something other than your business, to talk about something other than your business, to have fun, to just enjoy life and relax and step back from your business. And the third was to find someone to brainstorm with. This is the best way I know to get your creative juices flowing for business ideas and to really infuse creativity into your business. So talk your ideas through out loud. And again, during these brainstorming sessions, any idea goes. No idea is too big or small. No idea is stupid. Just throw anything and everything out there. Verbalize it, and you will be surprised by what comes out of this. And then to balance these two sides of your business, it's really all about self-awareness. One way that you can start to gain more self-awareness is to notice as soon as they pop into your head, those negative thoughts, those fears, limiting beliefs, the second they pop into your stream of consciousness. And again, this is going to take time and practice. So push yourself to notice. And even if you don't remember until you're sobbing on your bed, at least you're noticing and deciding at that point to turn things around. But start to notice those thoughts as early on as you can. Stop them as quickly as possible and shift them around to the positive. Become very, very aware of your thought patterns. The second is to become very, very aware of signals that you need more of one or the other. So are you stressed? Are you anxious? Are you getting sick? Are you exhausted? These might be more these signals that you need more mindset work, that you need more time in the feminine. Are you feeling fired up? Are you feeling super energized, ready to go? Use that energy and jump into the masculine. jump into your to-do list for the day. And then a third way is to think about your goals for your business and for your life. Think about them, write them down, say them out loud, and then take a step back and notice, does thinking about those goals motivate you and excite you and energize you? Or does it stress you out? Does it worry you? And does it immediately start bringing in those fears, those limiting beliefs? So this is, I know, just a glimpse at how to create this balance, but these are really some of the key activities, the key things to start to do and to start to practice to become incredibly self-aware of what you need when. And once you increase that self-awareness, you will find that balance. And that balance may not look the same every day. So some days you might wake up, spend 20 minutes on your mindset practice, and be ready to go. Other days, you might spend 6 hours on your mindset practice and still not feel ready to go. So maybe you spend 30 minutes building your business, but then you take the rest of the day off. So it's going to look different on different days, but if you become self-aware, if you become really, really in tune with what you need when, you will find that sweet balance every day, and that will really launch you forward. Any questions? Amber says, been following. Great, very clear and helpful tips. Amazing. So glad to hear that, Amber. So let me know if you have any other questions. I'm super glad that you joined me today. And for those of you watching the replay, I'm really, really glad that you're joining me as well. I know that a lot more people signed up for this than came on live, which is totally okay. I know things come up and that our intentions aren't always possible to do at the time. So I hope you've enjoyed this as the replay, and I hope you'll reach out to me if you have any questions. Feel free to email me, Rachel, Rachel, at rachelabbott.com. Abbott is ABOTT. So shoot me an email, Rachel at rachelabbott.com. I would love to hear your reaction to this training. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I would love to answer any questions that you have. So the other opportunity, the bonus that I mentioned, I wanted to give to everyone who is live on the call. But again, since many people who signed up were unable to make the call, I will extend this offer to the first 10 women who reach out to me about this. So even if you're watching this as the replay, this offer is available for you if you're one of the first 10 women to reach out to me. But like I said at the beginning, I really, really just had this strong desire to connect with more women this week, to talk personally and to engage personally with more women. But, you know, personally being the key word, which is why I wanted to keep this webinar, this masterclass very small. So I want to offer you an opportunity to do that in a one-on-one fashion so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. We can talk through any reactions or questions you had to this masterclass, and we can take a look at your daily activities and maybe figure out some things that aren't quite working super well for you and start to help you find more of that balance. So if you would like to talk to me about, you know, creating a strategy or moving forward in a more balanced way in your business, then let's chat. Again, this is open to 10 women. So I have about 30 minutes for each of you to spend on a phone call within the next week or so. If you'd like to take advantage of this opportunity, please choose a time at the following link. I'll say it out loud, but let me also write it down because I know it can be hard to hear things and write it at the same time. So as usual, it's a bit.ly link. So that's bit.ly/chat with Rachel. And I know this is backwards probably for you. But anyway, it's bit.ly/chat with Rachel. So that's a link to my Calendly page, which will just give you an inside look at my schedule so that you can choose a time. Again, this Friday and Saturday, I am stepping away myself to celebrate my birthday. So look at the times into next week. Or this afternoon, I have some time open. But I would love to chat with you. I'd love to connect with you one-on-one, and just hear how things are going for you and maybe help you find a couple of ways to have things go a bit more smoothly, a bit more balanced. All lowercase. Yes, even the bit.ly is lowercase. I don't think it matters with websites. But yes, lowercase bit.ly/chat with Rachel. All right, I hope you enjoyed this masterclass. Again, thank you so much for those of you who are here live with me, Amber and Makeda. I loved having you guys here. And also for those of you watching this after the fact, I'm still really glad that you signed up for this. Really glad that you took the time out of your day to watch this training and to watch this masterclass. This is a super, super important piece of growing your business. So I hope it was helpful. Okay, the capitalization matters. Okay, there's no caps. I hope it was helpful. Again, feel free to email me with any questions or sign up for a call. So again, my email is rachel@rachelabbott.com. And to schedule one of your calls, it's bit.ly/chat with Rachel. And I can't wait to talk to you more and to connect with you individually. I don't see any other questions. So signing off for today, but have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.